to know our outcast. Can we all say the O-N-E-S-O-N? Hashtag. Wait a minute. At last, it's a Doneson podcast.
Yeah.
All right, now, hey, welcome back, y'all, man. This has been beautiful. You know what I'm saying? Now, I've been on this podcast and I'm dating more and more, and I've been meeting some amazing women.
Is that right?
And one thing about women, they'll find something cute about you.
We have to in order to look at you.
If you got some money.
Right,
Yeah,
you got some money, you know what I'm saying?
Money. I don't really need is money.
So I was slick about this.
Talk to me.
Okay.
I met with a female, and she invited her friends. I don't know why females want to show up with their friends.
I know how that go.
Party.
She didn't really like you.
Yeah, she didn't really like me.
We
or
invite our
something.
friends, we don't really like you.
But that being said, Montana, I learned that I left my phone at the table when I went to the restroom, and I recorded.
Ooh, y'all hear this?
I recorded what they said.
And what they say?
Listen up.
Let's hear.
Rod has the cutest ankles, girl. And the back of his neck and his hands, his knuckles are so manly and rough. He is so cute. Who cares if they said he's a 60-second man? But I bet that bank account looks cute.
Don't want it, break me off. Show me what you got.
Yeah, they'll find something cute about you.
Yeah.
I don't want no 1 minute, man.
Right. So they
She
can
don't
get that.
Yeah.
Hey, they can't get that. What's that CBS News thing called? They can't get that.
What is
60
it?
Minutes.
She got a
But that being said,
Yeah.
check us out every Monday on our audio version of the Doneson podcast. And every Wednesday, we're on YouTube, and the channel is titled The Doneson Podcast.
Some podcast.
All right.
Ba-dum-bum.
Now, I've been waiting there for this all week again. I love that gossip in the city. Andy, take it away.
What you got?
Yeah.
Moss Point, Mississippi.
Here we go.
Now, I ain't the one to tell it, but I got to sip over this cup and spill the juice, girlfriend.
You gonna tell it. We know you gonna
Madison Jackson is having troubles paying her car note. Now, we've all had troubles, from time to time, but here's where it gets interesting. She doesn't even know how to drive. It's for her boyfriend, who has a job at a brewery.
She got
Now, this gives a new meaning to the word
Right, it can't drive.
hops.
And
Portsmouth, Virginia. Scott is his name, and he is sleeping with all the hoes. Oh, sorry, I mean women. He works for the local cable company that shall go unnamed. When he comes to your house, girl, use your brains. Literally. Scott Lorick had them all. He is a super hoe. Dayton, Ohio. Juicy got them going crazy, baby. Sheila Jackson, who was married, misplaced her laptop. Her husband put it on the tracker, and it led to the crack house. Not the crack house you and I are familiar with, but it's a place where people go to get off by smelling other people's asses. The crack house.
Literal crack house.
Dayton is unbelievable. Please do not send me back.
I'm sick of it.
So we got Doneson trivia. All right. And I had to put a name out of the hat. Now, hey, I don't make this stuff up, y'all. I just put the name out of the hat. Person up next is Uncle Rico.
again.
Did I get it last time?
No, I don't think he got it last time.
Dumbass and a dumbass. I take it. Come on.
Let's get ready for Doneson trivia.
All right, let's go.
It's the Doneson Trivial Show. This is how it goes. You're asked 4 questions. You have to get 3 out of 4 right. If not, you're a dumbass. And here's your host, Rod.
He gonna give me 3 out of 4. Why can't I get 3 out of 5?
It's tough on that Doneson trivia.
Yeah, why can't it be 3 out of 5? I don't understand.
Maybe in season 2026.
Oh, Lord, 3 out of 4.
All right, on question number 1.
All right.
What is the most shoplifted food in the world? A, cheese, or B, milk? Take your time, huh? I can repeat that. As a matter of fact, I'm just going to repeat it again so they can say that, you know. What is the most shoplifted food in the world? It's a clue in that sentence. Cheese, A, or B, milk?
I'll go with cheese.
You're right, Unc. You're right.
Oh, let's do it.
Oh, let's do that. Number 2. The tomato.
Oh, Lord.
Is it A, a fruit, or B, a vegetable?
Oh, that's a vegetable, man.
You're wrong, Unc. It's a fruit.
Tomato?
Yeah. It's a fruit.
A fruit?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a constant conversation around that. But it's a fruit.
All right, question number 3.
I always thought it was a vegetable.
Half your hand strength is in your what? A, pinky, or B, index finger? A, half of your hand strength is in A, the pinky, or B, the index finger?
Index.
Now, you can't, I don't know if I should say this on the air. You can't go back to your dating life.
Oh, my God.
Half of your strength.
In my pinky.
You're right, Unc. You're right.
How nasty. He nasty, y'all.
Disgusting.
He's nasty.
All right, so what? You got 3 right, and you got 2 wrong. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. What is the most?
Did he get one wrong?
I got 1 wrong, 2
He got
right.
2 right. 2 right. So you got to get this one,
Yeah,
right?
okay, yeah, I got to get this.
Number 4. Think hard and long with this, all right?
All right, okay.
So the smarter you are, the more you A, dream, or B, listen. The smarter you are, the more you A, dream, or B, listen.
B, listen.
You're wrong, huh? So guess what? You's a dumbass.
I'm a dumbass again.
You a dumbass again.
I must be real smart though. I dream all the time.
And we keeping tally on this,
Man. Hold up. Time out.
The smarter you are, the more you dream.
The more I drink.
Dream. Yeah.
Dream.
Oh, did you think I said drink?
He thought you said drink, so we can't hold that against him.
Oh, man, this man ain't talking clear over here.
Wait a minute.
Hold on.
All right, you want to do over?
Let's do another.
Okay. All right.
Get one more. Come on, Unc, you got one more.
This man.
All right, I got one. All right. The smarter you are, the more you A, dream, or B, listen.
Yeah, you dream more.
You're wrong, Unc.
You know what I'm saying?
No, I'm just kidding. You're right, Unc.
Man.
You're not a dumbass.
Man.
Because you misunderstood me.
Yeah, I thought you said drink.
Okay. I messed that up. How they do the Deltas do that?
I think you're trying to get me. I think you're trying to make me the dumbass of the podcast.
I think he is too.
But on that note,
Shaana
Montana.
Let's get it.
Get it. Yeah.
En la ciencia.
That's what that scab that I try to take off my arm.
It's just something about
It turns his back and be like, la la la
Hey, is that Cardi B?
Montana is the crazy. Do you my opinion?
Uncle Rico.
It's maybe game over for ya. Really, 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 really.
All right. So send your game over letter to www.doneson.com or Doneson_leagues on Instagram. So today's letter initials are JD. They didn't even give us, we do have a title. So today's letter is titled Children of the Hate. Kind of like Children of the Corn.
I know, right? I'm like,
Children of
damn.
the hate.
I don't even mess around cornfields now.
The initials are JD. They are from Norfolk, Virginia.
Oh, hold up.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
They in my neck of the woods.
Yeah,
Oh.
buddy. And their age range is 35 to 45.
Oh, no. I'll
So
wait
it's-
before them.
Yeah. So it says, we teach our children how to hate, when to hate, who to hate, who to dislike, how to dislike. We're not teaching why we dislike, about who we're disliking. Why do you hate me? Why do you dislike me? I don't know you. You don't know me. Stop teaching your children to hate me. That's it.
That's
the
it?
caption.
That's the letter?
That's it. That's the letter. They got right to it. They got right to it.
Oh, Montana, what you think about teaching your children how to hate? I know you don't have kids right now, but do you
I
think
I
that's
aspire to have one. One.
At some point in time.
Yeah,
at some point in time.
One, and see how it goes, and decide to have more.
Yeah.
But I think that, like we talked about on a couple of episodes ago, I think you teach those things. Just like we teach our kids to have good character. We teach them right from wrong. We teach them love from hate. We teach them that, you know, no matter what, you have to be able to stand on your own, even when you're facing the adversity of racism. So, you know, stop teaching your children to hate me. I think that's a very distinctive final line to put in. I'm sure this is an adult, well, 35 to 45.
Right.
It's an adult. So I guess they're speaking on behalf of the children, I would say.
Right.
So I think it's a very valid message. I think it's one that, you know, the people that are ready to sit in that seat can accept and, you know, put out. But, you know, if I have kids, if and when, you know, they'll love everybody like I do, you know.
okay? So
You know.
love the people.
Yeah, love the people.
Hung, what you think about
Man, look,
the kids? You have
look.
kids. What you think? You teach them to hate? You teach them to
let's-
love?
Let's just keep it simple.
Okay.
Everything in life that you learn, you're what?
A student?
Oh.
A student?
No, you're taught.
I mean,
You're taught. Okay,
yeah,
you're
taught.
taught.
You are.
Yeah.
But you know what? You're right. Everything we are taught, however, as I've gotten to my age, I would say I think I'm still a millennial. I would say we are one of the first generations to start to unlearn certain effed up behaviors.
I was going to get to that
Or
next.
certain things that our parents never knew.
Right.
Because me and my friends, my age, we're in the 35 up club.
Right.
We say we want to write a book, how to parent your parents, because it's
Wow.
things,
Right.
yeah, because
Right.
it's
Wow.
things that we learning and knowing now that we trying to teach our parents.
Right.
They ain't necessarily listening to it, but
Okay.
it was stuff that they didn't know.
Right.
And now that we know it, we want to teach them and teach other generations.
And
so
that's where I was going to go
you
to
hit the nail on
next.
the head. There it is.
Right, because everything you're taught in life,
Yeah.
everything you do in life, you're taught.
Yeah.
For one.
And then certain things you learn.
And
you
I'm going
got
to get a
to
little biblical here.
Yeah, come on.
Okay. Let's
come
bring
on,
it.
come
Bring it,
on.
y'all.
Abraham. He's considered the father of all religions.
Yeah.
Everybody claim Abraham,
Yeah.
Right.
but what did Abraham do?
Yeah.
He rejected his father's belief.
Okay.
Right.
That's why God chose him.
Right.
See,
Yeah.
your parents can teach you a certain thing,
Yeah.
but in the end, it's up to you to choose for yourself.
Yeah.
Because what the book said, you can't be judged for your father's sins or your mother's sins.
Right.
Yeah.
You got to be judged for your own sins, man.
Yeah.
Right.
So everybody stands on their own when it's all said and done.
Right.
You can teach me something, I can accept it or I can reject it.
Yeah.
You got to learn for yourself, man. You got to move in life on your own. Because at the bottom end, when you're judged by God, the creator, you can't say, well, my mama told me.
Right.
Because what's the greatest gift that God gave man?
I would have to say intuition or what is
The
it?
ability to think, man.
Okay. I was about to say-
Okay.
Ain't no
The number.
other
You was
creature.
close. You was close. You was close.
Right.
How did he get? I'm not a dumbass.
Yes.
There is no other creature on the face of the earth
Yeah.
that God created
Yeah.
that has the ability to choose and to think for himself.
Yeah.
Right. You
But
right
man,
about that.
Yeah.
So you got to do that for yourself.
Yeah.
So you can't blame it on nobody else.
Yeah.
Because that's what he gonna tell you
Yeah.
when it's all said and done.
Right. This
is
Then I
true.
give you a mind to think and choose for yourself.
Right.
You're right. Think and choose for yourself, and then also get knowledge so that you can pass it forward or backwards.
Right, like they said.
Because I'm not going to act like it's not things that I don't teach my mom.
Right, like they said. Seek knowledge from the cradle to the grave.
Yo, say it. Talk to me.
It's this old saying. It's a saying here. I'm going to give it to you. Check this out. And this is where I look at people who become so arrogant in life and think they know it all and they got all the answers and blase, and want to put themselves on a pedestal. If I was to make all the oceans of the world ink, and make all the trees of the world pens, I would exhaust them all before I could write down all the wisdom and knowledge of God.
Yeah.
So what that tells you, be humble.
Right.
Like
you don't know it all.
Right.
Like
You'll never know it all. And be willing to listen and learn, man.
Right.
Because the moment you become the person who you think you got all the answers, you're arrogant.
Right.
Can't nobody teach you nothing. Can't nobody tell you anything.
Right.
So where did that put you? It's damn sure ain't gonna put you above God.
Right.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So where are you? You're just an arrogant son of a bitch. Excuse me. Serious, man. You're just an arrogant person, man. You're just arrogant.
Yeah.
And we got a lot of people in the world today who put themselves in that position. They're just arrogant. They think they know it all. You can't teach them nothing. You can't tell them anything. And that's how they operate and move through the world.
Right.
And that's why the world's so chaotic these days.
Right.
This is
And
true.
I can name a name, but I ain't. He's in Largo now. Was it out of Florida? No, but I'm serious. But anyway, man, the bottom line is serious, man. On a serious tip, don't never become arrogant where you think you got all the answers. Man.
Yeah.
Okay.
Don't live your life like that because it's always room to learn and to get knowledge and to understand and to move forward. But the moment you think you got all the answers, you're a failure.
The moment it's over.
It's over. It's over for you. Can't get nobody teach you nothing.
It's over for ya.
And it's room to learn until you hit the grave. And when you hit the grave, you still ain't learned it all.
That's deep.
Yeah.
Oliver, what do you think about that?
This is no different from Children of the Corn. Still comes down to a bunch of shit.
Okay. All right. So we go into, this is our last episode on racism, right?
Yeah.
So the racism of media. So let's take a listen here.
The only way we get to know folks of color is via media. So maybe we see Barack Obama on television coming into our living rooms every night. And over an 18-month to 2-year period, we're able to say, yeah, I sort of like that guy. He seems really capable and really bright. Maybe I wasn't sure at first, but given 2 years, he was able to overcome, maybe my first impression. But the only other folks we're seeing in the media are either folks who are sort of superstars on the one hand or criminals on the other hand. Those are the black folks we typically see on TV. They're either like mega millionaire athletes or entertainers, or they're the folks doing a perp walk on the 6 o'clock news that the cops have just gone arrested and haven't even let them put a shirt on before cuffing them and bringing them out in front of the cameras. If the only people you see regularly are superstar millionaires and thugs, for the average person, they can't relate to either of those, right? The average person of color can't, and the average white person can't either. The superstar you're likely to envy their position, and the thug you're afraid of. And envy and fear are not particularly good human emotions upon which to base some personal connections or intimate relationships.
Oh, y'all heard that.
Yeah.
Now, it's hard for people of color to achieve racial justice if we're unable to tell our stories or control the construction and distribution of our own narratives, okay? Now, the benefits, let's go through a few. Social media. Social media acts as an amplifier echo chamber for such hateful rhetoric and racist views. We experience that, right? So it makes the way some people imagine the world seems more real, and it reinforces how they see the inherent, it reinforces how they see the internet as a place where it's acceptable to post comments with racially motivated languages, often with the caveat that they are not racist, but simply hate an ideology. So take a listen.
The Facebook posts in question contained discriminatory opinions. If our country was all Caucasian, the homicide rate would drop 70%. Perhaps we should be very suspicious of all Muslims in this country, said another. Or encourage violence. It's a good day for a chokehold. They were collected by the Plainview Project, a group of lawyers and activists who over 2 years painstakingly reviewed the Facebook pages of 3,500 current and former police officers in 8 departments: Dallas and Doneson, Texas, Lake County, Florida, St. Louis, Twin Falls, Idaho, Phoenix, York, Pennsylvania, and Philadelphia, where over 300 officers were flagged for allegedly expressing racist, violent, or misogynistic views.
All right, listen a little bit more.
I want to condemn in the strongest possible terms the racist video that was recently posted on social media. The message of the video runs counter to the values that bring us together as a community and do not reflect the views of our university. My expectation is that the student will reflect on the message, that the student will come to understand that the hate and ignorance expressed in the message undermine all that ought to bring us together.
All right, let's listen a little bit more.
Even in little old Belding, it doesn't take long to make a splash. That's what happened at some point yesterday when a political discussion online turned into this. These are the words of a then Belding firefighter directed toward a black woman online from the other side of the country. F Black Lives Matter. You are the epitome of an N-word. And if you think it's just black lives, kiss my A, B, and go back to the fields that us in the North fought to free you from. The back and forth was about Colin Kaepernick, the ball player famed for not standing during the national anthem.
All right. Yeah. All right. Check it out. Number 2, print. It's noted that far too often the press acts and talks about Negroes as if Negroes do not read the newspaper or even watch television, give birth, marry, die, and go to PTA meetings. The white dominant press historically has covered people of color as a threat to society. It has been hardwired into our nation's consciousness due to institutional and structural racism in the media system and in our society. Media were instruments of the white power structure, and that these white interests guide the entire white community. The thin ranks of people of color in American newsrooms have often meant us and them reporting, where everyone from art critics to real estate writers, from entertainment reporters to sports anchors, talk about the world as if the people listening or reading their work is exclusively white. Number 3, Hollywood. Whitewashing, the habit of casting white actors to play non-white characters. 94% of film executives are white. 2 reasons for the casting practices: institutional racism, which means the collective failure of an organization to provide an appropriate and professional service to people because of their color, culture, and ethnic origin. Yeah. It can be seen as detected in processes, attitude, and behaviors that amount to discrimination through prejudice, ignorance, thoughtfulness, and racist stereotypes which disadvantage minority people. And 2, a belief that well-known white actors attract more audience and maximizing profits. For instance, listen to this about the Oscars.
Now, the thing is, why are we protesting? That's the big question. Why this Oscars? Why this Oscars? You know, it's the 88th Academy Awards. It's the 88th Academy Awards, which means this whole no black nominees thing has happened at least 71 other times.
Yeah.
Okay? You gotta figure that it happened in the 50s, in the 60s. In the 60s, one of those years, Sydney didn't put out a movie. I'm sure there were no black nominees some of those years, say 62 or 63, and black people did not protest. Why? Because we had real things to protest at the time. We had real things to protest. It's too busy being raped and lynched to care about who won Best Cinematographer. When your grandmother's swinging from a tree, it's really hard to care about Best Documentary Foreign Short.
Yeah. He told no lies.
Right, no lies on that. So the effects of racism as far as stereotypes, African-American portrayals on television. So white characters, research indicates that African-Americans have lower socioeconomic status roles on television. So I do remember one time I was tried out for Spider-Man, but I couldn't get the voice right. And I'm like, hey, man, I was on the side of the building. And I was like, hey, man, crime is bad to the motherfucker. That's like, cut. All right. Okay. Now, black females were typically perceived as low achievers, and white females were typically perceived as less dominant than black female counterparts. Okay. African-American television portrayals typically depicted the following stereotypic personality characteristics as inferior, stupid, comical, immoral, and dishonest, right? And I do remember that growing up, that a female always stole something, that they just like came to the rescue. Now, African Americans on television programs were generally depicted in service of blue-collar occupations such as house cleaner or postal worker. Media often portrayed African Americans in occupational roles such as a servant, a crook, a cook, an entertainer, a musician, or a sad non-white person, exhibitionist, an athlete, or a corrupt individual. Now, to this day, viewers may feel that television depicts African Americans in jobs that are realistic and unbelievable. Now, listening to this, recognizing a racist. Now, while many people have unconscious bias, there are some who are just plain old racist. You can spot them easily. Here are the warning signs with real life examples. They begin the sentence with, "I'm not a racist, but."
However.
Only racists feel the need to establish that they're not a racist. The dead giveaway is what comes after the but. Okay, it's always some outrageously racist remark that they feel it's okay to say out loud because they're established that they are non-racist, right? They cite a black friend as proof that they're not racist. Having a friend, a lover, or even a child of different race doesn't prove that you're not racist. All it proves is you're making an exception. All right. Number 3, they tell jokes that hinge on racial stereotypes. Racists like to test the waters before expressing openly racist views. A common way to do this is to tell an ethnic joke and see how the other person or the group reacts. I had that happen to me before, several times, right? They think reverse racism is a real thing. Racists invariably hate any program that attempts to level the playing field by giving a compensation advantage to individuals who have suffered from racism, either personal or institutional, right? They think asking you a question about race gives them permission to use the N-word word while explaining or telling a story. All right. Ask these questions first before you begin to conversation with racism. So I learned this is me personally, that if anybody want to have a conversation with me about racism, I kind of think and trying to probe to see if they're educated on race or not. If they're not, I will not have a conversation with them on races.
Yeah, because I'm not Google.
Right. So what I do is I usually ask them 3 questions, and it doesn't have to be these questions. And I'll say to them, what happened during the Red Summer?
Okay.
Okay. The section, I'll tell to them, they don't have to explain in a damn 2 paragraphs, but explain to me in a nutshell what Jim Crow is. All right. And the third one is I say, explain the Tuskegee experiment. All right. So if they can't explain none of those, then I cannot have a conversation with them about racism. I truly can't. Because it's syphilis. I'm about to say it's syphilis.
Because that's what happened with Tuskegee experiment. I say instrument. Tuskegee experiment. That's what it was. That's why you said it.
It's senseless.
Yeah.
All right. Andy, your thoughts on what we just talked about?
Now, I have seen, heard, and read a lot of things, but this takes the cake. All I got to say now is, how about them Cowboys?
I hear you, Andy.
Now how about them Cowboys?
How about them Cowboys?
All right,
Andy ain't shit.
This is Andy ain't a damn. So, Shaana Montana, this is our last episode on racism.
Yeah.
This is a journey that I hope that was enlightening to everybody.
Absolutely.
On there. So, closing arguments or closing just statements?
I think I like what you said as far as when people want to approach you to have those conversations on racism, discrimination, colorism. I've heard Amanda Seales say, you can go to Google and try to look up whatever your favorite sweater, color, shirt is, whatever. Get on Google and look up what Jim Crow is, what racism is, all those things. I'm not here to be your education. I'm not here to teach you those things. So I think when it comes down to it, like if people want to do better, they have the ability to do better. There are too many tools, resources, and knowledge out there in order for you to elevate when it comes to your knowledge, so that if you want to, you can interact with people of color in a different way.
Right.
But if you don't want to, just stay away from me.
Right.
That's where I am. So
I agree.
I think this has been a valuable season with all this information, and it's up to people to choose what they want to do with it.
All right. What did you, what is your...
It's a personal choice, man.
Absolutely.
It's how you view yourself first, and then how you view others. If you view yourself as being superior and not equal, then you got racism. We all equal, man. I mean, the founding fathers of the United States Constitution, even though I said the words in which they used, we was excluded. Sounds good. And it's good if it operate the way that it's read. But in reality, we wasn't included. Understand that. In reality, in the United States Constitution, when you get to the bottom of it, we were still considered 3/4 or 3/3 of a human being.
Right.
That's in there. So we wasn't included. But when you look on the surface of it, it's right. And that's the part that we got to get to. The true meaning of those words, even though we was excluded from them, you got to apply it equally, man.
Right.
And that's what this country has failed to do since the inception of it. Got to root out those who think superiority and that equality.
Right.
Got to root them out. You got to treat them just like you treat the terrorists overseas.
Right.
Root them out. I mean, because these homebred terrorists here in America, man, they've been doing it.
Right here home with you.
Right here
They
in our
get it from their
backyard,
mama.
been hanging up from trees and raping our women and doing all kind of atrocities to us, man.
Right.
So, hey, man, the bottom line is, if you're going to be right, be right. Don't just talk to me in words and tell me everybody's equal and give me all that propaganda and behind closed doors, you doing all this other crap.
Yeah, it don't work that way.
Right. I agree with you.
Because that's what they do. You know, and I get it. I get it, man. I'm not delusional.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to be a fool and think that it don't operate here in America, because that's what's operating here in America. You know, and I think Joe Biden understands that.
Mm-hmm.
I really do. I think he understands.
Mm-hmm.
Now, what his administration going to do behind it, let's wait and see.
It's yet to be seen.
It's yet to be seen. But he said some things the other day. I've been listening to him, and he understands, man. He understands his own people.
Right.
And that's that on that.
And that's that on that.
And that's that on that.
That's that on that, man.
Okay. Well, hey, we're kicking off season 3, I think, to a great start.
Absolutely.
You know, so this season we're going to be enlightening folks on what's going on in the world, what's going on in the inside of us and the outside of us, and how we really, truly feel. And we're going to bring that to you guys.
Mm-hmm.
And I just want to say thank you for tuning in to the Doneson podcast.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah. And we out.
We out.